All right, so my son still has a fever, so probably one more day and he'll be on the mend, so I should be back to work on Wednesday. We're going to write in our planner first. Okay, so in your planner, write down that we have a worksheet today for homework, and then we're going to have a quiz on Thursday, and we don't have school on Friday. Okay, so quiz on Thursday, and we'll do it the same as we did last week. If you wanted to do a retake for the quiz that we took last week, I'll get those out to anybody that sent me a retake form so far when I get back on Wednesday. I have it already made. I just have to get it to you. So the worksheet should be in those piles of papers on the table on the side by the door. If you can't find the worksheet, then students will have it in Google Classroom, and they can just write their answer in their notebook. If you can find the worksheet, it is, it'll look like this. I'll show you. It'll look like this. It says 10-2 and volume of prisms, and it is double-sided. It looks like that. So if you can't find it, that's fine. This is in Google Classroom. They can just write their answers in their notebook if they can't find it. And they do need to show work, and they can use a calculator. Okay, so we're going to correct our homework. If you could go around the room and write down anybody that does not have their homework. Anybody that doesn't have their homework with them in front of them will get half credit if they turn it in the next day. So just make a list of anybody that doesn't have it in them, in the classroom with them. Okay, so here are the answers. For number 1, the bases is a pentagon. The faces are triangles, and this is called a pentagonal pyramid. In number 2, the bases are octagons. These are the parallel sides, 8 sides. The faces are rectangles, and that is an octagonal prism. And this one was on the lesson check, I believe. In this one, the bases are triangles. The faces are rectangles, and this is called a triangular prism because the base is a triangle. Down here, you were supposed to say, is it a polyhedron or not? This is not because of the circle, and this is called a cone. This is a polyhedron, and the base is 6-sided, and it's a hexagon. So if you said hexagon pyramid or hexagonal pyramid, that's correct. This is not a polyhedron, and that's a sphere. Number 7, the base is a triangle, and the sides or the faces are triangles, and that's called a triangular pyramid. It comes to a point. The bases here are squares or rectangles. You could have said either. And the faces are rectangles, and this is called a square prism or a rectangular prism. Either is fine. The bases here are hexagons, or the base is a hexagon, and the faces are triangles, and this is called a hexagonal pyramid. This is a polyhedron, and it's called an octagonal prism because there's a circle. This is not a polyhedron, and that is called a cylinder. This is a polyhedron, and it's a triangular pyramid. Okay? Any questions on that, you can ask me when I'm back on Wednesday. All right, what we're going to do today is, if you have that lime green packet that the sub gave you yesterday, we're going to keep taking notes on that. If you lost it, see if there's any more on that table. If not, you're just taking notes in your notebook. All right. So today we're doing 10-2, and we're going to do volume of prisms, and we're not going to do cylinders. That is not part of the standards. So just volume of prisms. You need a calculator, and you need your notebook, and you need a pencil. So write down 10-2, volume of prisms. And you can pause the video at any time if you need to. Okay? The volume of a 3D figure is the number of cubes it can hold. It's the amount of cubes that fill up the space inside. Each cube is called a cubic unit, or a cubic meter, or a cubic inch, depending on if we know the measurement that everything's measured in. Okay, so you might see it like this with a little 3. That means we've got 3 dimensions and we're measuring how many cubes are in there. Okay, this is how I'll always read it, but I say cubic inch or inches cubed. And it just means inches to the 3rd power because there are 3 dimensions and it's literally how many cubes fill up the space. Alright, so we're going to find volume of a rectangular prism first, and you need to write down this formula. The formula for volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height, or in shorthand, a cursive L means length times width times height. Okay, so basically you just multiply the 3 dimensions together. Okay, so if we have a 3D figure here, the length is this way, and you just count how many cubes long it is, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes for the length. The width is going back, how deep it is, and this is 2 cubes for the width. And the height is 3. So in your notes, you should be writing 5 for the length times 2 for the width times 3 for the height. So you just basically multiply those 3 dimensions together, and that's a quick way to count how many cubes are in this picture. Okay, if I was just counting one by one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the top layer, and then there would be 20 and then 30 if I was just counting the cubes. But the quick way is just do 5 times 2 times 3. 5 times 2 is 10, times 3 is 30 units cubed, because I'm counting how many cubes there are. Okay, so you guys try to do this one. Count how wide it is for the length, count how deep it is for the width, and count how high it is, and then multiply those 3 together. Pause the video and try it. Okay, this is 6 for the length, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the width, and 2 for the height. So I would do 6 times 4 times 2. We can use our calculator if we want. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48. Just multiply the 3 dimensions together and label it with units cubed. Okay? Alright, what if I have a cube here, like a dice, it kind of looks like, and they say S. S means side length, so it doesn't matter which side length, they're all the same because it's a cube. The length, the width, and the height are all 6.5 because it's a cube. So to find the volume for this, since all of these are 6.5 because it's a cube, everything is 6.5. To find the volume, I would multiply these 3 together. 6.5 times 6.5 times 6.5. So I just multiply all 3 of those together. So I'm going to get my calculator for that one. All 3 dimensions are 6.5. Okay, so we have 274, and I'm going to round it to the tens place. So 274.6. That would be inches cubed. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's a decimal or what, there's 3 dimensions they're giving you, and you multiply all 3 of them together. The 3 dimensions are length, width, and height. Okay, so you guys do these two, you just multiply the 3 dimensions together. It doesn't matter what order you do it. I mean, ideally you're doing length, width, height, but it doesn't matter because multiplication you can do in any order. So do these two, get your answer, and label it with meters cubed and feet cubed, and see if you're doing it right. Pause the video and then check back and see if you got it right. All right, so I did these two. I multiplied 6 times 0.02 times 4, and I got 0.48 meters cubed. And then for this one, I did 3 times 4 times 2.5 and got 30 feet cubed. It doesn't matter what order you multiply them in, you'll get the same answer. All right, so if you got those two right, congratulations. If you got them wrong, it could be you typed it in wrong, maybe you're not multiplying, you just need to multiply the three numbers together. Okay? All right, the next thing is a triangular prism. So draw a line underneath what we just did, and now we're doing volume of a triangular prism. We just did a rectangular prism. So for this one, it's length times width times height, and then we divide by 2 at the end because a triangular prism is half of a rectangular prism. If I took a rectangular prism, I've got a rectangular prism, and pretend it's like a block of cheddar cheese or something, and I took a knife and I cut it in half so I could eat it, it would make 2 triangular prisms. So half of a rectangular prism is a triangular prism. So the reason why we divide by 2, we do the same thing we do for a rectangular prism, and then we divide by 2 because this is half of a triangular prism. I'm sorry, a rectangular prism, okay? So we'll do the same thing. We'll multiply the 3 dimensions together, length, width, and height, and then at the end, the extra step is to divide by 2. Okay, so here I have it. I've got length, width, height going straight up and down. So I do length, width, and I'm showing my work, height, and don't forget we divide by 2 because it's a triangular prism. Okay, so 5 times 4 times 6, divide by 2 because it's a triangle. Triangles are half of a rectangle. Okay, so I would get 20 times 6 is 120, divided by 2 is 60. So let's just check it, make sure we got it right. Whoops. 5 times 4, oh, it doesn't want to listen to me. 5 times 4 times 6, divided by 2 is 60, like I said. So this would be 60 centimeters squared. Cubed, I'm sorry, because it's volume. Okay, same thing. Length times width times height. Don't forget to divide by 2 because it's a triangular prism. Okay, so you guys try these two. Pause the video. Length times width times height, divide by 2. Okay, and then come back when you're done, see if you got it right. All right, here I show my work. You need to show your work too and your homework. I did 2 times 3 times 9. Don't forget to divide by 2 because it's a triangular prism, and I got 27 inches cubed. Then I did 10 times 8 times 2, and then divide by 2, and I got 80. If you got a number bigger than this, like 54 and 160, you forgot to divide by 2. You divide by 2 because it's a triangular prism. Okay, now it says, given the volume and 2 dimensions, find a missing dimension. So here they give us the volume is 20 inches cubed, and they give us the length and the height, but they say, what's the width? All right, and this is a rectangular prism. So to find the volume of a rectangular prism, we do length times width, we don't know what that is, times height, and that would equal 20 inches cubed. So we're trying to figure out what is this number. 5 times what times 2 equals 20. Okay, well 5 times 2 is 10. So 10 times what is 20? Okay, 10 times 2 is 20. Another way to do it is to do the inverse. So if you want to know, well, what is this number? We would know